We have Christian Manley in the chat, a Marine Corps veteran, imperfect man of God, wrapped up in the January 6th fiasco. So Christian Manley, I guess my first question, then you can say whatever you'd like. Were you ever in the Capitol on January 6th?
Hey, pleasure to be here. Thanks for having me. I was not inside the Capitol, but I was on the steps, kind of wreaking havoc a little bit.
Did you assault any police officers?
Yeah, I did personally. I sprayed some bear mason through a pole, and I'll probably be the only J6er to admit that I did things wrong.
I don't believe you.
You don't believe me? Okay.
Okay. Rock, let him finish. Christian.
Sorry, I apologize.
Yeah, that wasn't us that said that, just so you know. So you can finish what you were saying, and then you can respond more broadly.
Yeah, that's fine. So basically, where I stand on my own personal actions was they were unbecoming of who I wish to be. But do I regret being there and standing up for what I believe in? Absolutely not. And also, there were 4 protesters that were killed that day by police action. Granted, we weren't exactly behaving on our side either. So, I think there was just a bunch of wrong on both sides.
Okay, that's great. I am interested in your overall take on these issues of corruption, and I have so much incentive right now, and I'm holding back to ask you more questions because I think your perspective would be a uniquely interesting one. I'm gonna let Destiny, if there's a particular way you want to take it, go ahead.
Do you believe in the outcome of the 2020 election?
I believe there were questionable things that happened, but at this point, I'm kind of like with J.D. Vance, where he just wants to focus on the future. Whether it was fraudulent or not, whatever, I just simply don't care anymore. I just want to focus on bettering myself and spiritual growth and growing closer to God. And, I spent 3 years in prison, for getting wrapped up in politics and caring too much about all this. So I really try to focus on myself these days.
What do you think of all the weird election things that happened? What do you think is what was in your mind, the biggest, craziest, weirdest thing, the most sus thing?
Well, I do remember seeing all the videos about, the weird stuff going on in the balloting areas, people filling out ballots and pulling out suitcases and stuff. I don't know how true all of this is. I haven't done my own research, to be honest.
Mm-hmm. What if I could, let's say theoretically, and I couldn't do this, but let's say theoretically, if we were to have a conversation and I could prove to you, okay, that those videos that came from the State Farm Arena, that the ballot boxes that you saw pulled out from underneath those tables were put there 20 minutes earlier, were officially certified, were on video the entire time, but that Giuliani's legal team, and then by extension that Trump's legal team, they intentionally lied to you about that to make you feel like there was something weird going on about that, and that the Georgia COO, Gabriel Sterling, literally debunked that video 4 hours after it was posted, but people still to this day believe that something bad happened there. Would it, if you were to be made aware of, or if you were convinced that Donald Trump intentionally misled you on that, would it significantly change your opinion about corruption or fraud or any of that?
Well, yeah, I believe truth wherever I see it. If you were to show me absolute irrefutable proof of that, then yeah, of course I would believe it. I'm going to look at the sky, and if it's blue, I'm going to call it blue, kind of thing. Well,
we have the entire tape of that event. We can see the 2 election workers by name of, now I'm not remembering their names.
Shay Moss and Ruby Freeman.
Yes. Well done, Stephen. Yeah. We can see them put the ballots underneath the table. We can see all of this occurring in real time, and we can compare it to the video that Giuliani's cronies and himself shared with public officials in hearings and elsewhere and on tweets and social media. And we can see that they cut out the relevant portions where you can see the complete the chain of custody of where these ballots came from and what they were doing.
Is there a way, real quick, is there a way for me to can I type a thing in the space? Is that possible or no?
I don't think so. I think you just reply to it's not a wonderful platform, to be honest with you. But yeah, you could post it on your Twitter and we could link it, but that's pretty much it. I don't think you can actually share. But anyway, this is just to say this particular claim, the one that you cited, and it makes me feel kind of bad, and I don't want to speak down to you, Christian, because I think that that's not helpful. But you said yourself you didn't do much research in these areas. You relied on people to have done the research for you. You relied on commentators, like we all do. To some extent, our news is filtered through other parties, third parties. And it was enough for you to do things that you regret. Doesn't that make you angry? If we can show you that these were manipulated, these clips, they don't show what they purported to show. In essence, you're obviously responsible for your own actions, but they're the proximate cause for why you felt the way you did and what got you in the state of mind to do the things that you regret.
Yeah, it absolutely does make me angry. And I spent a lot of time in a jail cell thinking about it. And I spend a lot of time in this halfway house thinking about it. I have been able to, through years of meditation, look back on my actions and the things I was being told. I watched a lot of InfoWars, a lot of Alex Jones. There was a lot of just war, and a lot of, talking up, oh, the Civil War, get there and storm, whatever. There was just a lot of, and our reaction to what we perceived as a fraudulent election was incorrect in totality. And these days, I just simply don't know what to believe anymore because it's also confusing.
It feels like the big criminals, the big masterminds of this whole thing. And I encourage you, if you ever have time, if you want to kill, a few hours, to read the Jack Smith motion that was filed last week. It might have been last week, where it goes through the narrative. The big criminals in this whole situation that were planning for this the whole time haven't seen punishment for it. The real criminals, the ones who intentionally spread lies that they made fun of behind your backs, lies that they said were ridiculous, like Star Trek, behind your backs. They nonetheless hawked to you guys, and you're the ones who held the bag. You're obviously responsible for your own actions, and I think that you're aware of that. But to me, it's crazy that we have a bunch of people, thousands actually. I think the number of indictments is over 1,000 in this one incident, who are seeing serious time, having their lives ruined in many cases for things they did. But those who promoted it at the top, the top of this conspiracy, who literally lied to the American people and to their supporters, they're not going to face justice if Donald Trump wins. And if that's the case, I hope you're not voting for these same people.
Well, I cannot vote because of my felony. I would have to wait until probation. And I've actually never voted. I never really got involved in politics until about 30 days before the incident. And it was enough to get me all revved up and ready to roll, And I'm not by any means saying that there was not weird stuff that could be perceived as fraudulent going on at the time, like all the COVID crap, the mail-in voting, a lot of the voter suppression for improvement, like the censorship on Twitter and that sort of thing. So I'm not saying that there was just nothing crazy going on at the time that could be perceived as voter fraud or voter suppression. But I am saying that our reaction was unbecoming, and I think a lot of J6ers are feeling that way these days after years of reflection.
Can I
give an opinion, or would that be inappropriate right now?
Wait. You can give an opinion, but first I just want to say one quick thing on the State Farm thing.
Please.
I want to ask a question and then give a thing real quick. You said in 30 days you were able to get wound up enough that you wanted to go and participate in the demonstrations that happened on J6. What were a few of the things that got you to that point where you were like, this is crazy, like I have to do something?
Well, first of all, the entire COVID thing, because I was a federal contractor at the time and I did a lot of cross-country travel, and I saw a lot of the, I guess you call them Karens that, like for example, you go to Walmart and you have Walmart employees trying to tell you what to do, wear your mask and walk this way and do that. And I've never been one that likes being told what to do. So that initially got me really angry, kind of the authoritarian reaction to COVID. And then from there, I started watching a lot of InfoWars, a lot of Alex Jones, and a lot of really, really radical right-wing stuff. And I thought, it was the end of the world. Something had to happen. We had to do something. And obviously, it wasn't the end of the world. The sky didn't fall. And now, I have a felony and I can only have certain jobs. I lost my job. I was making $100,000 a year. So I've had to really reevaluate what I believe in.
Okay. And then I appreciate you sharing that. Thank you. And then the second thing, just if you have time, maybe it would take you a total of 10 minutes. Underneath I made a tweet said, fighting with any maggers that want to join in. I replied to my tweet with, if you want to take a look, I swear it'll take less than 10 minutes. Okay. I know exactly which State Farm videos that you're talking about. All right. That first link that I link is I think her name is Jackie Deason or Jackie Dean or Deason, I think Deacon. She's the one that did the presentation that you probably saw in OAN videos showing how the mysterious ballots were pulled from under the table that showed up. The first video that I linked is timestamped when she's going through that. If you watch that video, listen to her presenting that to the state legislature, she tells them to skip ahead 20, 30, 40 minutes. Like she'll tell them to skip ahead. And in those 20, 30, 40 minutes, the ballot boxes were, because they thought they were going home, they just packaged the ballots, they put them in the boxes and they slid them under the tables. Everybody knew where they came from, including Giuliani's team who was presenting it. The next video that I link is it's a 5-minute video of Gabriel Sterling, who's the chief operating officer of the legislature, of the governor's office, I think, in Georgia. He explains this is what happened, what I just said. And then if you don't believe me or him, if you click underneath, I've linked all 4 videos for Vimeo. You can scroll through these Vimeo videos. They're all the security footage from the State Farm Arena. Just go to 1 hour and 2 minutes, and you can watch in all 4 of these videos. The ballots are put in the boxes. They'd already been counted and certified, and they were just put under tables. That's where all of that came from.
Okay, so you're saying that was like a very propaganda from the right wing to try to make them believe that Trump had lost the election due to illegal.
Yes, yeah. It was explicitly a lie from the very beginning. No part of them actually believed that it happened. Yeah.
Okay.
Unirock, do you agree with that characterization that we just agreed to?
Well, what I was trying to say is an opinion.
Is that a yes or no? Or
no? Yeah, no. I don't. Well, I don't agree with what you're saying, but it's not because of. Look, if I was to look at what Destiny has put together, of course, I'm going to agree with you on the State Farm ballot boxes.
I appreciate that, Destiny.
All right, bye.
Remember to hit that like and subscribe, and don't forget the notification bell so that my videos show up right in your feed.